Okay, today we are going to do an activity called Choose My Plate. So go ahead and go to the agenda for today. Click on More Details. And then head to the website for the Choose My Plate activity. Okay, this activity can actually be pretty tricky, so that's why I'm making this little presentation. So hopefully this helps you follow along a little bit better. But the Choose My Plate website is a website that tells us about the food that we should eat, and it will tell you how much of each food to eat so that you can be healthy. So the first step is just going to be to click on Choose My Plate, and it will probably have you sign in and create a username or enter in your email address. Okay, I've already done that. So this is going to be the site that I am looking at. Okay, my second step is to go to the top left and click on the My Plate link. Okay, there you'll see different food categories, and you need to find at least 3 foods that you like out of each category. So out of fruits, vegetables, grain, protein, and dairy. Do not worry about oils. Okay, so if I click on fruit, it will give me a list of some of the things that are commonly eaten. I'm a huge fan of apples. I also like plums and pineapple. So I would go to the fruits and I would type those in. Apples, pineapple, so on and so forth. Okay, and you'll do the same for vegetable, grains, protein, and dairy. Once again, do not worry about the oils. That's why there is an X there. Okay, now you need to decide or figure out how many calories you should consume in one day in order to get the energy that you need. In our class discussion, we talked about each person needing a different amount of calories just based on their activity level, their height, their weight, and sometimes even their gender. So we're going to go to My Calorie Counter, okay, and I'm just going to enter in. Okay, let's say I'm 5'9", 150 pounds, and 33 years old. I'm a female, and I lead a moderately active lifestyle. So once I go to calculate, it should give me what my daily calorie requirements are. So in a day, I should be consuming 2,289 calories. So that is what I would enter in right here. Okay, 2,289, I believe is what it was. Okay, so that's the amount of calories that I will probably burn within the day. So calories out. Okay, after you've done that, there's a fun little PowerPoint on portion distribution. You should find a partner and just go through this and discuss it. Okay, do you know how food portions have changed in the last 20 years, okay? And it'll give you an example of what it was like 20 years ago versus today with some fun, interesting facts. Okay, after you've done that, you will go to the food chart and the calorie counter to create a one-day food plan for yourself, okay? This chart should show meals that you would typically eat, and you should do your best to include as many food groups as you can for a well-balanced diet. So you want to try and hit all of these up above. Okay? You might keep this in mind, worst foods in America. It will give you a fun little list of things. It will show calories and the amount of fat, including trans fat, and remember that is the bad stuff, okay? And the amount of carbs. Okay, worst drink, worst supermarket meal, so on and so forth. So a lot of interesting facts there as well. Okay, now some resources that will be helpful in creating an appropriate food plan would be, I would suggest the second link, Food Tracker. Okay, so for example, if I decide that I am going to eat an apple, that was one thing that I said that I like, okay? That would fall under fruits, okay? And serving size will depend. You'll have to look at the food tracker to see what their serving size is, as well as the amount of calories. So let's click on food tracker. And it will ask me for my username. I can't really remember it, so hopefully this will get me in. Oh, let's try again. Let's see if that works. Okay, well, let's see if I can go in without logging in. And it may have you create an account before you're actually able to do this. Okay, if I have to create a profile, okay, I'll just do that, and that way we can get into the food tracker and you can see exactly what I'm wanting you to do here. So real quickly, I'm just going to create an account. I'll go with, let's do this. Okay, don't make fun of my age here, guys. All right, enter in physical activity level, height, and weight. Don't laugh. Enter. Let's see what happens. Okay, now I'm in here. All right, so we're going to go to food tracker. And I'm going to enter in what I had for breakfast, or the first item that I had for breakfast. This is going slow here today. Okay, so I'll type in apple, press go, and let's just say I have a raw apple. It'll give you a list of items that you can choose from. So apple, raw, and I'm going to have that for breakfast. Okay, and then it gives you a different amount. Let's say that I had a medium-sized apple. Okay, and then I'll click add. So what's going to happen now is you will see over here on the right, we've got a graph. I've had 65% of the amount of fruit that I need in a day. Obviously, our target is going to be 100% of all of the different food groups. Okay, now it's also calculated my calories. I've got 72 calories just with one raw apple. So what I will do is I will go back, okay, and my serving size was a medium sized apple. Get my spelling right. And I had one medium-sized apple, okay? And the calories said 72 calories in that one apple. So I'll type in 72, and then I'll go to the next item, okay? So let's say I had oatmeal. That's something that I love, tend to eat every morning, okay? I'll go back to my food tracker, and I'll type in oatmeal. Okay, now it's going to give me a serving size. I typically have 2 cups, so I'm going to double that. And most of the time it's for breakfast. Okay, this is malto meal, toasted oat cereal. It might give you a list of different types of oatmeal, but I'm not going to be picky. I'm just going to click that. Now, it's added to my list. So grains, I now have 25% of the grains, the amount of grains that I need in my diet. And the total calories that I've eaten is 233. That includes the apple, okay? So what I want to do is I want to take a look at Malto-Meal Toasted Oat Cereal. That is 161 calories by itself. So I'm going to go back to Choose My Plate, and that's 161 calories. It was 2 cups serving size, and it fell under grains. All right? So as you continue to go through this and go back and forth between Tracker and your Choose My Plate activity, you will have a long list of items. Okay? Now, before I started this, I should have decided whether or not I want to lose weight, gain weight, or maintain. Okay? My goal is to maintain. So at the end of the day, my calories in, which would be what I eat, okay? Let's say that this whole column turns out to be 2,010, okay? Well, the calories out, or the number of calories that I more than likely will burn in a day, okay, was determined to be 2,289. Okay, so calories out, that is what I would enter in right here. That's what I would typically burn in a day. So what I would do next is I would determine, once I've got all of this filled out, is, how close did I get to burning and consuming the same amount of calories. So I will go to my calculator, and I will just calculate what I've got left. So 210 minus, or 2010 minus 2,289 will give me a negative 279. Okay, so this means that I actually I burnt more calories than I consumed. So if I stayed on this path, I would end up losing weight eventually if I was, negative in the amount of calories at the end of the day. Okay? So, once you've completed all the information above, okay, use the data to answer these questions. So after you're finished with this little table here, you want to come down to the bottom and finish your reflection questions, okay? Questions 1 through 6 will all be based on, the information that you've entered up here, as well as the food tracker. This graph right here is going to be super, super helpful, and you need to make sure that you pay attention to your daily limits down here, okay? Your oils, your saturated fat, your sodium, empty calories, which are not necessarily good calories, and then finally your total limit. Okay? Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, obviously you can ask me. I hope that you use this little tutorial because it will help you get through this activity, which can be a little bit complicated. All right, guys. Once you're finished, just hold on to it. We will submit this document as a class together. All right? Best of luck, and once again, let me know if you need anything.